Hey guys, Steve Welch here, Beeman Toyota in downtown Nashville. Definitely trying to answer a few questions that you guys might have. First off, I've had a few people kind of hint to this question or ask this question: is it really a good time to buy a car? I know there's a lot of stuff going on. Obviously, in Nashville, we had the tornadoes. I know that when it comes down to this virus that's out there, the coronavirus, um, it, I can only answer things the way that I answer them, and that's with my personal opinion. My personal opinion on this is that if you were planning on buying a car, it's still a good time to buy a car. It's actually probably a better time to buy a car. The reason that I say that is that there's banks are hungry, dealerships are hungry. So whether you're looking for a Toyota, a Chevy, whatever you're looking for, I know some of the factories have slowed down. They're going to shut down for cleaning or for whatever they're doing. I know some of that. So when it comes to should you buy a car, if you're going to buy a car, it's now is even a better time to buy a car than what it was. And I'm walking around the dealership here. It's a beautiful day. It's gorgeous out. There's people here. They're buying cars. We're making deals, of course. Now this could turn into a new way to buy a car. And when I say that, what I'm getting at is we have the ability now, and a lot of dealerships are doing this, that I can grab one of these vehicles. So you can look online, you can see, hey, I see you've got, this Prius hybrid right here. This is a used car. I got that one in stock. I've got a Prius right here. That's the Prius Prime plug-in. Or if we're talking about new cars, used cars, whatever, I can bring it to you. You don't have to come to the dealership. I can actually bring that car to you. We can do the test drive, everything else just like you would. You can say, yeah, I'd love this car. Let's put a deal together. I'll come back. We can work via email on a lot of stuff. We can work over the phone on a lot of stuff. And, by the time we put everything together, put our deal together, I can print the paperwork, with our finance department. Our finance department will talk to you. We'll print the paperwork. I'll bring the paperwork to you. You sign it. You take your car, and you've never even set foot in the dealership. You now own your new car. So I can actually make it extremely easy right now, especially for you to buy a car. So, you don't have to spend hours at the dealership. You don't have to get out really if you don't want to. So if you're looking to buy a car, it's now going to be easier. It's going to be cheaper. Your money's cheaper because the interest rates have gone down some. So it's going to be easier, cheaper, faster. You still get to work with the salesperson. You still get to work with me if you're in Nashville. But keep in mind, a lot of dealerships are doing this kind of thing throughout the country right now. From what I can understand, there's a lot of people that are offering stuff like that. So if we can make it easier for you, we're going to do it. Obviously, we want you to come into the dealership, and you can hear in the background here they're still building. You can see everything is just opened out there. This is downtown Nashville. By the way, if you've been here, you can look at this and you can see that Nashville's changed a bunch. And I know I'm getting off subject, but Nashville's changed, guys. This is crazy for everything that's going on, even behind us here. All the cranes. There's so many things going on in Nashville. So definitely, it's everything's just awesome here. So. Like I said, I'm just trying to ease some or answer some questions, ease some questions here that you might have on whether it's a good time to buy. It's probably better than what it was even just a couple weeks ago, just due to the fact that those interest rates are coming down and everybody's hungry. You got your dealerships, your banks are hungry. And like I said, should you run out and buy one if you hadn't, if you weren't planning on buying one? That's a personal decision. That's a decision you'll make with you, your family, or whoever's looking. But if you planned on buying, especially if you planned on buying a car, man, I don't think there's a better time to buy one that's been any time recent than the time now. And I know all of us salespeople are always saying now. Dealerships are now. I realize that. You realize that. We're not breaking any news by saying that. But like I said, you got this virus going on. My personal opinion on what this virus is, probably going to do is it's going to hurt for about a month, and then everybody's going to get back to normal. I mean, it's, we saw Ebola come. We saw, the SARS outbreak, the bird flu, all these things that came through. And what did they do? If you look at the history, they slowed down the economy. They slowed down certain things with people. They made certain people scared to do certain things. And all of that is 100% true. And it did all of that. The stock market went down. Everything happened, not to the extent that it is now, but it all happened. From what I can see, it's, 9/11. 9/11 was going to kill our economy. Well, not too long after that, we went into another boom. So we're, 2008, the housing crisis happened, and everything's going to go down. Well, what happened after that? Well, we went to another boom. So realistically, I'm not as worried about it. I mean, maybe I should be, who knows? But I'm not as worried about it just because I see what history did. I see what happened in the past with, things that were actually similar. So, all these people are trying to figure out what's going to happen. All you have to do is look at what did happen. What happened in the past? How did we pull out of it? How did we get out of it? Now, and each person has their opinion on Congress. Each person has their opinion on the president. Each person has their opinion on who's going to do what to try to help this, that, the other thing. I understand that they're going to do something, which is going to be good, to have done something. But realistically, if you can get a better position on a vehicle, you can get a better car at a better price, a better interest rate, lower payment, all the stuff that you can get. If you can get all of that, why wouldn't you? I mean, I don't understand why somebody wouldn't take advantage of that part of it. So if your job's secure, obviously if you're in the hotel industry, I understand not buying a car right now, definitely, because it's going to be slow for a while. If you work for an airline, I used to work for an airline. I understand that it's going to be slow right now. I'm not. I've been there. I was laid off after 9/11. And I worked as a mechanic for a major airline. I will tell you that. So I saw it. I know what happened. But here's the thing. It didn't take too long after that, and they were trying to recall me, and I had moved on. I had found something better, and I had moved on. I had done something different. So my thoughts are, like I said, if you were going to buy a car, why not? Buy one now. Get your interest rate the lowest possible. Get your payment the lowest possible. Get your get a better car. Now, here, keep in mind too, if these factories slow down, if they stop moving cars, if stuff stops rolling for a little while, you need to get in early to make sure you get what you want. That way you don't have to take your second choice color or take your third choice color or something along those lines. You can pick what you want. Your used cars, we got all kinds of used cars. I got hundreds of cars here. I probably have over 1,000 cars on the ground. So, and other dealerships are the same way. So when it comes down, you can look here. This is all cars down here, and this is just part of our lot. I've got a second lot that's the same way up the hill, and I've got another lot on 12th, which that's, where it's at is not really important for what we're talking about, but I got another lot over there with a couple hundred more cars on there. So I've got inventory right now. If they stop moving inventory for a couple weeks, and we keep selling cars like we are, then maybe that will hurt just a little bit for selection. But we're still trading for cars. We're still buying cars. We're still doing the auction thing. We're still doing all of that. So, like I said, so I'm going to kind of summarize it here. I'm not trying to beat around the bush at all. I understand that there's economic issues. I understand that there's all of that. I'm just trying to give you my opinion on it. And what I see coming, I see in a month from now, this will be a bad memory for most people. People will start traveling again. Here's the thing. Think about this. People are people are stuck in their homes in a lot of cases right now. People are not able to get out. They're not able to travel when they would have. Their spring break's been disrupted. All of these things, I understand all of that. Man, people do not like to be kept down too long. They do not like to be in their homes because they have to be. They do not like to self-quarantine. They do not like to do any of the stuff that they're doing. So what's going to happen is we're going to have a rebound that's going to be like hitting one of those huge bouncy balls, and it's going to jump. And the reason that I say that is because I'm thoroughly believing this, that it's going to jump, it's going to climb so much faster because it's got so much room to go now. I think the stock market will get to where it was and beyond that, just because all this stuff's pent up. Once you get certainty, it's going to jump right back up. People are going to book travel almost immediately, I think, because once it's like, hey, look, we're on the downturn. It's clear there's no new cases coming or minimal new cases. We figured out a vaccine. We figured out a treatment. We figured out all this stuff. Once all that stuff happens, I think that it's going to come back with a vengeance. So what'll happen is they'll immediately start to bring the rates back up for your interest rates. Car prices, they're going to come back up because they're going to try to make up a little bit of ground. You're going to have all this stuff to start to creep back up. The economy is going to come back to a roaring status again. And once you have that done, you're not going to have the same buying power or buying ability that you have now. So if you can get a car that's $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 more than what it would have been, then you should probably do that, just because, man, you get the same payment on a car that's several $1,000s more in value, more in bells, more in whistles, more in all this stuff. If you can get all of that, you should do that just due to that. Like I said, if you were going to buy a car anyway, your employment's stable, all of that stuff is right there, man, now's the time to pull the trigger. Man, I like to go back to a Warren Buffett quote. And Warren Buffett said that when people get scared, I get greedy. When people get greedy, I get scared. Well, there's a lot of scared people right now. So if you've got the money, if you've got the ability, man, now's the time to buy. It's one of the best buying opportunities that's been around in a long time. So, like I said, all my opinion. I mean, who knows what the future brings? Hopefully, we look at this video a month from now and everything that I said is right. I have no reason to believe that it won't. Like I said, everything's still going on. You hear all the construction in the background, everything. It hasn't really slowed down here in Nashville, so traffic's a little better. Schools being out and stuff like that. I can tell you definitely, I like my drive to work a little bit better. I live on the Kentucky border, so when I drive to Nashville, I come about 40 miles. So I like my drive a little bit better, but with considering all things considered, I'd rather it be a little bit worse. But it's definitely a good buying time now. So once again, Steve Welch, Beeman Toyota. I'm hoping you guys take just put your own opinion. Obviously I've got a lot of subscribers in that, so I'd like to know what you guys think. If you guys think I'm right, if you guys think what's going to happen is what I think is going to happen, definitely put the comments down there. Like, subscribe. I do a lot of stuff that's not about this, and about talking about vehicles and stuff like that, but I thought that it was important to kind of put out my opinion for what it's worth. Of course, I realize everybody's going to have their own, but for what it's worth, on my opinion, I thought it was important to kind of put it out, make a video, and talk about what I see going on and what I think is probably one of the best buying opportunities probably since 2008 when it comes to buying a vehicle. So definitely, you guys reach out to me here at Beeman Toyota. I'm more than happy to help you guys find a vehicle. Let's do something. Let's make something happen. Let's get you a great deal and great everything. Great deal is not just about payment, it's about every part of it. So Steve Welch, Beeman Toyota. You guys be safe. Take heed what the instructions are from our government. Of course, I think they're doing good things right now. So they're trying to help keep people safe. So we've got ways to help you as well. So Steve Welch, Beeman Toyota. Definitely hope you guys keep safe. We'll talk to you guys soon.